The Atlanta Hawks unfortunately started their West Coast road trip on a losing end, losing to the Denver Nuggets 139 to 120 on New Year's Day. And of course, the Atlanta Hawks have already faced the Denver Nuggets once before at home, and it was atrocious, just like it was on the first. But of course, the Atlanta Hawks are on they're on a West Coast road trip, and of course, they take on the Los Angeles Lakers in less than an hour away. Matter of fact, in about 30 minutes, the LA Lakers and the Atlanta Hawks will be taking on. Will be competing in LA in Crypto Arena, and the Atlanta Hawks are poised to possibly repeat what they did earlier versus the LA Lakers. What was it? I think in early December. What's going on, everybody? If you haven't talked to me or if I haven't seen you, welcome to the new year. It's 2025. Happy New Year. Peace and blessings to everybody. Blessings to everyone. Definitely want to send blessings to you. Hopefully you can definitely show me some love and send blessings to this page because I definitely need it. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, so far right now, the Atlanta Hawks are 1-1 on their road trip. Of course, I say 1-1 because they started really their road trip over on the East Coast versus Toronto in Toronto. And since then, they've been on the road. So, of course, they started in Toronto, beating the Toronto Raptors, which, of course, we knew was supposed to happen. I don't want to say that we knew was going to happen. It was supposed to happen. You're supposed to beat the teams like a Toronto Raptors, who's a rebuilding team. So it was supposed to happen. And unfortunately, we didn't have some players during that game. We didn't have Dyson Daniels. We didn't have Jalen Johnson with right arm soreness. So right shoulder soreness. And I'll definitely get back into the injury report in about a couple of minutes. So we'll definitely get into that. We also got to talk about the voting. We got to talk about the voting with the All-Star voting. Definitely got to talk about that. And then on top of that, man, just again, getting down to the nitty gritty as far as the LA Lakers and the Atlanta Hawks. How can the Atlanta Hawks just, triumph? How can they do what they did last time? Now, we remember the Atlanta Hawks. They beat the LA Lakers. What was it last time? It was here in Atlanta. It was December 6th. It was a city edition night. It was pretty exciting. We had Lil Boosie on the sidelines. So it was a big, big night in the Atlanta Hawks. Of course, they pulled it out 132 to 134 in overtime versus the LA Lakers. That was pretty good. And the things that I really like with that, of course, because they took them down on December 6th, but basically, the Atlanta Hawks, they've done a lot of good things to get that type of victory. That night, it was a team victory. It was a team victory. They were able to go up against the LA Lakers and not back down. You dig what I'm saying? They didn't back down. I remember DeAndre Hunter had a scuffle with LeBron James over on the sideline. LeBron tried to grab on his elbow, was like, hey, hold on, little fella. And he didn't back down. He didn't back down. He stayed the course. He pushed on, and the Atlanta Hawks, they basically did the job. Now, so I'm pulling up some stats from the last game because I want to point out that this was a team win. I don't think anybody specifically did anything greater than the other, though some of the stat lines were better than the other. I do feel as though it was a team win. Trae Young with 20 assists and 31 rebounds. I mean, 31 points, not 31 rebounds, Lord. But yes, 20 assists, 30 rebounds for Trae Young. You got DeAndre Hunter, 26 points off of the bench. And again, I just pointed out that he didn't back down to LeBron James. You had Jalen Johnson with 10 rebounds. All of these things are just some examples as far as what it would take for the Atlanta Hawks to get a team win versus the LA Lakers. And then again, like I said, we got to talk about the injuries because it's not that the Atlanta Hawks have completely did away with the injury bug. Let me give it a camera fix really quickly. But it's not that the Atlanta Hawks had done away with the injury bug altogether. As a matter of fact, there's been some guys in and out of the lineup. I think Dyson Daniels just came back against the Denver Nuggets from sitting out due to a minor injury. We've known that Trae Young has had tendonitis in his, in his Achilles and things of that such. So we know that there are some injuries lingering with the Atlanta Hawks. Larry Nance right now, of course, he sustained an injury to his right hand in a win versus the Miami Heat. as a matter of fact. So he actually underwent surgery yesterday. I think they're going to reevaluate him in about 2 weeks. So we'll see how that goes with him. Jalen Johnson, he missed the last game. I want to say, yeah, he did miss the last game versus the Denver Nuggets. But I did hear words that he was shooting around at Crypto Arena. He was shooting prior to the game. So there is a possibility that we could see him in the lineup tonight. Trae Young, of course, he had a right hand contusion, but there's a possibility that he's available tonight. Bogdan Bogdanović, I think he's out. Kobe Buffkin, of course, he's out for the rest of the season. So the Atlanta Hawks, they are dealing with injuries, not to the same extent as they were earlier in the season, where multiple guys that definitely gave a lot of production were out. But no, right now they do deal with some injuries, but nothing that is too pressing. I don't think that too many people will be out of the lineup. So with that being said, we got to talk about the All-Star deal, right? In my time that, I've been watching how the All-Star voting works, and 50% of it, of course, is to you, the fans. And so what I'm saying is a lot of name recognition is kicking around the NBA. The Antetokounmpos, you're talking about the Jimmy Butlers. You're going to hear about a lot of the Joel Embiid. You're going to hear a lot of the names that we've heard for so long. And so it's going to be difficult for some people to, get into the All-Star. Now, of course, I want to point out that All-Star ballots and All-Star voting is still going on. So please get these guys in. Trae Young right now, I think the first ballot came out, or the first result of the fans voting. I know voting ends on the 20th, but they did a calculation. And of course, Trae Young, he did show up on that list of, the players that have been voted by a lot of the fans. So major shouts out to Trae Young. He definitely deserves it, averaging a bevy of assists, actually 12 assists per game. So again, major shouts out to Trae Young, but we got to get Jalen Johnson in on that because he is having an all-star year. No, it's not speculated. No, it's not rumored. No, this is not my own thing. You can see it, okay? Clear as day. Jalen Johnson is having an all-star type of year. As a matter of fact, he's having an all-star type of year. You can even go so far as DeAndre Hunter is having an all-star type of year. So I want to point out that it is imperative that we get these guys voted in, okay? We got to make sure that we vote and vote soon. Vote today, because it is important to try to get your guys in. Now, remember how at one point the Atlanta Hawks had, 4 or 5 guys in the All-Star? So we definitely would love to see remnants of that. We definitely want to see Trae Young in the All-Star game. Of course, he deserves it, but definitely try to get Jalen Johnson in. So I'm going to go vote. I'm going to vote twice, 3 times, as much as I can to possibly get these guys in, because it is important to see these guys as All-Stars, because they're All-Stars, simple and plain. But none other than that, nonetheless, let me just say that, nonetheless, the game should be starting off in about another, 27 minutes. Yeah, tip-off is in another 27 minutes. Hopefully the Atlanta Hawks can bring out a win in L.A. And, yeah, we can say that we got the upper hand on the L.A. Lakers. But with that being said, I have to see you guys later. Peace.